Take a dollar bill out of your wallet and look at it. Feel the texture of the paper, a blend of cotton and linen. What are you actually holding? You might think it's a piece of paper worth $1. But that answer is both perfectly right and profoundly wrong. It's not just paper. And it's certainly not a claim on a vault full of gold. Not anymore. What you are holding is a story, a shared belief so powerful and so fragile that understanding its true nature is like seeing the code of the Matrix for the first time. It changes everything. And yes, it can be a little bit terrifying. The world we've built, from the phone in your hand to the food in your fridge, runs on this story. Understanding it isn't just an academic exercise. It's about understanding the invisible architecture of your own life, your opportunities, and your limitations. It has the difference between being a passenger in a system you don't comprehend and seeing the map of the territory you have to navigate every single day. We're going to peel back the layers of this thing we call money, moving from its simple origins to the complex, almost mystical form it takes today. We'll see how it was once anchored to the real world, how that anchor was cut, and what that untethering truly means for all of us. Let's travel back to a time before money, a world of direct exchange. If you were a skilled baker and you needed a new pair of shoes, you had a problem. You had to find a shoemaker who not only had the shoes you wanted in your size, but who also happened to be in the mood for a lot of bread right now. This is called the double coincidence of wants, and it's incredibly inefficient. Human ingenuity solved this. People found a stand-in, an intermediary, something durable, portable, and widely desired. For millennia, that thing was often a precious metal, like gold or silver. It had value in itself, but its real power was as a universal translator of value. Your bread is worth this much gold. The shoes are worth that much gold. The transaction becomes simple. Money wasn't an invention of governments. It was an invention of people trying to make life easier. It was a tool, a technology for trade. For a long time, this physical connection remained. The money in people's pockets was either made of precious metal or was directly convertible into it. This is the world of the gold standard. Think of it like a coat check system at a fancy restaurant. You hand over your valuable coat, the gold, and you get a paper ticket in return. That ticket isn't the coat. It has no intrinsic warmth or style, but it is a direct claim on the coat. You trust that when you present the ticket, you will get your coat back. For decades, the US dollar worked just like that coat check ticket. The paper in your hand was a promise from the government that you could, at any time, exchange it for a specific amount of gold. This system provided a powerful anchor. It tethered the world of paper promises to the world of physical, finite stuff. A government couldn't just print endless tickets, because there was a finite number of coats in the back room. Then, in the summer of 1971, something quiet and monumental happened. In a move that rippled across the entire globe, the United States officially closed the gold window. The coat check room was declared empty. The promise was broken. From that moment on, the US dollar was no longer a claim on a physical asset. It became what is known as a fiat currency. Fiat is a Latin word meaning let it be done, or by decree. The dollar now has value for one reason and one reason only, because the US government says it does, and because we all agree to believe them. The tickets were still circulating, but they were no longer redeemable for any coats. We just kept trading the tickets themselves, believing they had value. This is the system we all live in today. It's a system based entirely on faith. Not faith in gold, but faith in the institution that issues the currency. This shift is the single most important and least understood event in modern economic history. This is where the story takes a strange and slightly unnerving turn. If money is no longer tied to anything physical, where does it come from? Most people imagine a giant printing press at the Treasury, churning out stacks of crisp new bills. While some physical currency is printed, It represents a tiny fraction of the money that exists. Over 90% of all money is not cash. It's digital, just numbers in a computer system. And the way it's created is one of the biggest counterintuitive insights in all of finance. Most new money is loaned into existence. When you go to a bank to get a mortgage for a house, say for $400,000, the bank doesn't take that money from another customer's savings account. They don't check a vault in the back. They create it, right then and there, by typing numbers into your account. In that moment, $400,000 of new money enters the economy. You have a new asset, a house, and a new liability, the loan. The bank has a new asset, your mortgage, and a new liability, the deposit they just created for you. The entire system is a balancing act of assets and liabilities. This means our modern money is, fundamentally, debt. The more loans that are created, the more money there is. The money supply isn't a fixed mountain of cash. It's a fluctuating ocean of credit. This might make you feel a bit uneasy. If all money is loaned into existence with interest, doesn't that mean that more money is always owed back than was actually created? Yes, it does. The system requires constant, perpetual growth to create the new money needed to pay back the interest on the old money. It's a treadmill that can never stop. So, if money is just a promise, created out of debt, and held together by belief, maybe it's better to think of it not as a thing at all, but as something else entirely. Let's try on a different analogy. Money is a form of energy. It's a way to store human time, skill, and effort. When you go to work for 8 hours, you are converting your life energy into a numerical value. You are charging a battery. When you buy a coffee or pay your rent, you are discharging that battery, transferring your stored energy to someone else in exchange for their energy, which took the form of growing coffee beans or building a house. This view helps explain why we feel the way we do about money. Losing it feels like losing a piece of your past, a piece of your life that you can never get back. Earning it feels like capturing potential, bottling up future possibilities. This money as energy framework also clarifies the true nature of inflation. Inflation isn't just prices going up. It's the battery leaking. The $100 you saved last year, the stored energy from a week of your work, can buy less today. Some of your captured life energy has vanished into thin air. This leak isn't a bug in the system. For a debt-based fiat currency, it's a feature. A steady low level of inflation encourages you to spend or invest your money rather than hoard it. It keeps the energy flowing and the economic treadmill spinning. But when the leak gets too big, when inflation gets too high, it becomes a crisis of faith. People realize their batteries are draining faster than they can charge them. They lose trust in the story. And when the story breaks, the system itself is in jeopardy. The true value of money isn't just its purchasing power. It's the stability of the collective trust placed in it. So what does this mean for you, living in this strange world of floating, faith-based, debt-driven energy units? It might seem scary to realize the foundation is not solid rock, but a complex social agreement. But it's also empowering. It means the rules of the game are not laws of physics. They are human-made, and understanding them gives you an advantage. It means recognizing that saving money in a bank account is like storing energy in a leaky battery, so you must find ways to convert that energy into assets that don't leak as fast or that even grow over time. It means understanding that debt is the engine of money creation, which can be a trap for the uninformed, but a powerful tool for the knowledgeable. You might question, if the system is built on this ever-expanding debt, isn't it destined to collapse? That is the billion-dollar question. Economic systems are complex and adaptive. They can bend and stretch in ways that seem to defy gravity, often for a very long time, but they are not invincible. They are susceptible to crises of confidence. The scariest thing about money isn't that it's an illusion. It's that the illusion only works when everyone believes in it simultaneously. So, look at that dollar bill again. It's not just a piece of paper. It's a physical token of a global consensus. It's a coupon for future human labor. It's a remnant of a debt that someone somewhere took out. It is a highly sophisticated battery for storing your economic energy. Its value is a story we all tell each other, every single day, with every transaction we make. The fear doesn't come from money being fake. The fear comes from the realization that this incredibly powerful force that dictates so much of our lives is in the end as fragile as a promise. It's built on the trust we have in our institutions and in each other. But knowledge conquers fear. Money isn't a thing you have. It's a game you play. And once you understand the real rules, you're no longer just a piece on the board. You can start thinking like the people who designed it.